you have a pen, you will be able to, I want to know if you downloaded your workbook, and if you didn't download your workbook, we will put it in the side, it was actually already in the sidebar, and it says workbook. So you can download that, and do me a favor, right in the question box, tell me who's here, give me a shout out, say hi, give me your first name and where you are calling in from. And also let me know that you can hear me, because I want to make sure that I'm not muted somehow that I don't know about. Yeah, right in the question box would be great. I am so excited. I'm actually making a cup of tea myself because I feel like it's going to be a long, awesome masterclass. Hey, Pam from Atlanta. Hi. Hey, Jen from, hold on, where are you from, Jen? Let me see. NYC, early bird, I love it. Hey, New Zealand, what's up, Moira? I love that. I love all these down under lovelies. I just love it. I have to come visit you guys. I really do. I've been saying it for like 5 years, and I really want to. I'm going to do some kind of, next year when my book comes out, I'm going to do some kind of a speaking tour thing, and I'm going to come visit you guys, and we'll do some awesome Real Love Revolution in-person long weekend something. Doesn't that sound good? You want to do that? Why, thanks. So who else? There's so many more of you. Come on, speak up. Do you know where to do it? Can you see it's in the questions on the sidebar? Make sure you have a pen. Get some water. If you need to go to the potty, you might want to do it now, because we're probably going to be together for the next at least 90 minutes, probably more. But I'm so lit up about this material, you guys, that I can't stop myself. Like I should end. The people around me are like, yeah, we need to be done, but I can't be done. Hey, Gloria from Philly, how you doing? Bonjour from France. Ça va? Or is that it? What else am I saying? Ça va? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. But I'm super psyched that you're here. Ilsa, what a beautiful name. You guys, we have so many people from all over the world, and I appreciate you guys. It's kind of late where you are, isn't it? 6 hours later for you? So, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 11 o'clock at night. That's pretty late, but it's worth it. I promise you're going to learn so much about yourself. So you guys, say hello as you come in, please. Oh, hi. Oui. Oh, you're speaking in French. Oui, ça va, mon ami. Oh, you're cute. I know that means my love. I don't know what the middle part means, but thanks, whatever you said. And those of you who are just joining us, make sure you got a pen. When you get in, you want to say hello, first name, and tell us where you are coming to us from. It's just so fun for me to see people from all over the world joining us, because it also shows us that no matter what's going on, you know, right now in the world, that really we're all the same. You know, like honestly, down deep, what do we want? We all want the same thing. We want love. We want real love for sure, but we want to be safe. We want to feel secure. We want to have a nice bed and warm hot water and cold clean water to drink. We really want the same things. I think that we're much more alike than we are different. Means yes, things are good, my friend. I love that. Why, thanks, Ilsa. All right, Sarah from Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. Right on. Although, wow, I have to say, geographically, I'm a little bit ignorant. Where is that? Yukon Territory. Is that out west in the U.S.? Just don't judge me, people. I have a lot of other good skills. Oh, it's 10:50 a.m. in New Zealand. Wow.
Friday.
On Friday. Don't make it be Friday yet, please. Moira, no. I'm not ready for Friday. It can only be Thursday here. But wow, that's so cool. When I was in Australia a couple of years ago, that was the part I had no problem with the time difference. It's sort of the day difference that makes you think, this is really bizarre. How are you already in Friday? Oh, LOL. Oh, I knew, right, yay. LOL, you're north. All right, next to Alaska is Yukon Territory. I know that. I bet other people didn't know either. But wow, that's exciting. I'm super happy to have you come here. And, you know, we actually, Sarah, I went to Alaska a couple years ago and really loved it. So I bet it's gorgeous where you are. Those of you who were just joining, because it seems like everyone is pouring in sort of at the same time, this is a lot of people being early. This is probably a quarter of the attendees are actually already here. So you guys are super into doing what we're doing today, real love. So I'm going to ask you, just start, like, let's just bat it around. Why did you come here today? So do me a favor, in the sidebar, Just tell me, what is it that motivated you? Oh, hey, Alyssa from Lima, Peru. But you're from the States. Okay, but you're visiting. So you guys in the sidebar, what are you doing here? Right? What motivated you to get here today? Besides the obvious. Because I know we want real love. Because that's what everybody wants. But specifically, something spoke to you. Something made you want to come here. So what is it? All right, maybe you're feeling shy. I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to make you. Those of you just joining, please throw your name in the sidebar, right in the questions, and tell us where you are coming to us from. We're going to start in about another 8.5 minutes, and we'll probably start on time. This one's easy. So Sarah is tired of falling into the same old patterns, ready for change. I'm with you. You're in the right place, Mama. All right, next one. Previously been in challenging relationships and want to choose a partner wisely. Yes, that, Gloria, that's a great way of putting it. This is like creating emotional IQ. That's really what you want. And yes, change as well. I feel that. That's what needs to happen. But I think that there's a consciousness, Gloria, that you're talking about, like raising your own awareness of what are you bringing to the people that you're choosing. And that's so much of what we're going to be talking about tonight, and how to really decode that and understand that. Yes, people want change, and you're ready for love. My husband of 36 years died 6 years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it, Moira. My husband is actually a widower, and I just know that that is so tough. But if you had a great run for 36 years, I want to say props to that. Congratulations. And obviously, you know how to be securely attached in a relationship. Not to be a therapist, but it's impossible for me not to be. So yes, just find a way for you to meet the right person. And I think, especially when you've been partnered for so long, even though your husband passed 6 years ago, it's still a short period of time considering you were married for so long. So you are a lover who is ready to find love. Right on. Those of you just joining, do us a favor, put your name in the sidebar where it says questions, and tell us where you are coming to us from. And if you feel motivated, tell us why you came here today. So, have not been with a significant partner, says Jen, in my 43 years, and now in the political world climate, really ready to share the love and energy I have with a partner, and don't want to face these 4 years alone either. Wow, Jen, I feel you. And yes, yes. And hey, it's never too late for love, right? Because it all starts with us. Hey, Michelle from NYC, welcome. You are in the right place, people. Grab a pen. You want something to write with. And today we're going to be covering a whole bunch of different strategies and tools. And it's really participatory though, you guys. Like, this isn't just you listening to me yak for 90 minutes. It's going to be, hopefully, you really diving deep. So we'll do a little intention setting before we get started. We've got another 6 minutes before we get moving. But as you guys come in, people are flowing in. Do me a favor, just throw your name in the sidebar and tell us where you are joining us from. And if you feel motivated, tell us why you are here. I would love to know what inspired you to do it. What inspired you to take time out of your amazing life, out of your busy life, to join us tonight? Because I know why I'm doing it. I've got my own motivation, which is that I want each and every one of you to really have your heart's desire in this life. And I absolutely believe that it's possible for you to have that. Shannon, 59, last relationship. Last relationship of only 7 months ended 10 years ago, only a handful of awful first dates since. Help. Yes, I'm going to, Shannon. I am going to. True story, I will help you. Thanks for that. I have had to learn who I am. Yeah, that's the truth, and it changes. Who you are sort of changes when you're in a long relationship, because we build such an identity, a co-identity with that partner, that of course you have your own identity, but it's about relearning it. And who you are now, 36 years later, you grow and change so much when you're in a long-term relationship. So it makes sense to me that you would take that time after your husband passed, to really get to know yourself and continue to get to know yourself, because it's in that knowing that you can find the right and perfect mate for the next part of this journey, you know. All right, hold on. Trying to get rid of the things blocking me from being intimate and vulnerable in a relationship. Ilsa, you, my friend, are in the right place, because that is so much of what the real revolution is about, is figuring out how we're actually getting in our own way. How are we self-sabotaging unconsciously? Because of course, nobody would sabotage consciously, right? It's all, you know, understanding what is our behavior and where does it stem from. And it's only when we know that we can change it, you know? All right, Michelle, I just got out of a year-long emotional and psychologically abusive relationship where he was gaslighting me. I'm so sorry, Michelle. And I want to get back in touch with the confident, loving person I was before this. Yes. Wow. Michelle, the whole thing with gaslighting, did you see I did a whole video on narcissism and gaslighting? Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, I want you to watch that. And I talked a lot about it in my podcast interview. Liz D'Alto from Wild Soul Woman and Wild Soul Movement and Your Untamed Life. I don't even know what the name of the podcast is, but I think it's that. We did a really amazing podcast and talked a lot about gaslighting, and I could not believe, first of all, it went viral. It was downloaded like 30,000 times in less than 2 weeks. It was something really insane that had never happened on her podcast before. But part of it was that women were talking about narcissism and the high-functioning codependency that we were talking about, which I'm also going to hit in this for a little bit. Oh my God, I love you too, Elsa. I do. You know I do. My therapist used to say, stop saying you love your clients. I'm like, but I do. Can other people hear me? Because Kathy just said that she lost the audio. And Michelle is here. You will want to see that, Michelle, for sure. The podcast you did hear, super helpful, great. So can you guys just tell me if you can, I can hear you. It's back. Oh, good, Kath, it's back. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. I love it. You're all like over-functioning codependents like me, so you're super helpful. All right, I'm in recovery, but many of you are not in recovery. We're going to talk about that too. All right, I'm going in and out. I wonder if I should sit closer. Let me just see if that would help. I think it will. I'm just going to move this up and over. Don't let it run over your coffee, please. Thank you. All right, so maybe that being slightly closer to me will be better sound-wise. We're going to get going in less than 2 minutes. Tell us when you guys are joining. Super helpful. Thanks, Kathy. I love your hashtag. I appreciate it. As you're joining, because so many of you just joined, you might not have heard me asking you to put your name and where you're from in the sidebar, just so I can shout out to you and I know who's here and where you're coming in from. And that's right in the questions section. I have no audio issues. Right on, Karen. Thanks for letting me know. Kira from San Fran. Hi. How are you, pumpkin pie face? I'm so glad you're here. Joanna from Poland. Hey, Joanna. Welcome. I know no Polish, or I would say it. Sabrina from LA. How are you? Lisa from Cali. Angela from Tampa. Hi. Here we go. Mary Beth from LA. Sarah from Buffalo. I used to live in Hamburg, Sarah, a really long time ago. Welcome, 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 you guys. I'm so psyched that you are spending your evening, or at least a little bit of it, with me. I'm so psyched about this content. We have less than a minute, so I'm going to ask you guys to do any last-minute things you got to do. Jeanette from Sydney, hi. So I guess it's Friday there too, right? Tiffany from Arizona, hello, everyone. Susanna, Kathy from Denver, Colorado. Get water. If you have to pee, do it now. And what else? You need a pen. And you either download it or the workbook, the handout that we have that you can work on. It's something you have to print out, though. If not, just get your own paper. In the sidebar, there's a thing that says handouts, and it's connected right there as a PDF. There's going to be quite a bit of writing and answering questions for me, which I appreciate, because really it's not for me, it's actually for you, because the answers lie within you, which I think you guys know. All right, I keep getting the message connecting to audio, but I have done the system test and it's perfect on other webinars. Huh. You know, Jacqueline, we're going to probably start in another 2 minutes. Maybe you should log off and log back in and see if that doesn't help. Because it's definitely not the full-on audio, because there's tons of other people on here. We can hear you. Hey, Jess, my friend Jessica from NYC, and Tara from NYC. Hold on. There's perfect sound for me because you're so close, Tara. Is that Intensati, Tara? That's what I want to know. And hello, Jess. I got you. Yeah, Jacqueline, maybe try getting back in. Like, get out and get back in. All right, you guys, we're going to be starting in about 1 minute. People keep flowing in, but I feel like I want to start in a little kind of timely. Like maybe, all right, we're going to give you another 3 minutes and then we're starting, because there really are a lot of people still coming in. And I'm so psyched, and I don't want you to miss any of the good part. So, hi, mwah. No, Tara, but I do love Intensati. You're so funny. All right, so what are we going to be talking about when we do get going? We can just move it down to here. Hold on, let me just see if I know how to do this. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So you guys, what are we talking about tonight? Real love. And while we're waiting for others to join, because they still are, what does this mean to you? Just throw it up in the sidebar for me. Just free associate. No editing. Just say what comes to your mind. Because I really want to know. Once we get started, there's no breaking. So if you need to have a break, do it now. Get water. Get your pen. We're just going to keep moving. All right. So next question. What does real love mean to you? I'm trying to look it up and see what people are saying. You got to pull that up for me if you would. Comfort, safety, support, energy. I love that, Mary Beth. Being cherished, said Gina. Partner in crime. How to have a healthy relationship. Maturity. Complete truth. Hello, AB. Welcome. Complete truth. Yes. Finding solace in someone who will bear with you through the good and the bad. Yeah. And the ugly. I will agree with that, Meredith. I would love that too. Being comfortable and safe. Being able to be yourself, which is just so important. Feeling vulnerable, Kara. Like being able to be vulnerable and be safe. I'm 59 and I need help. Hey, Franny. You're amazing. Freedom, says Joanna. Yes. Caring, compassion. Yes. Companionship. Light. Ooh, I love it, Gloria. Yes. All right. Showing up. You know what, Jen, you're so right. It's so much of that. Acceptance, partnership, mutual trust and support. Yes. This is real love, and it is what we all want. So let's move on to, I think we should just get going. Is anyone speaking? Yeah, I'm speaking. I hear nothing. Okay, hold on. Someone's going to help you, Sue. So just respond to her. And I'm going to move on to the next slide because we are going to actually get moving. These are my gentle suggestions so that you can get the most of our time together. The first one is don't multitask, you guys. Right? Turn off everything but this masterclass. Because in reality, your life, you never give yourself, you never give yourself your undivided attention. How about that? Give yourself the gift of your own presence. Now we're just going to take a minute to set our intention for this masterclass. My intention is that you come with an open heart and an open mind, which is a beginner's mind. So any preconceived notion that you have about yourself, I really want you to just leave it at the door. Any preconceived notion you have about the possibilities for you, let it go. So let's just take a deep breath with your eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, you're exhaling anything that no longer serves your greatest good, any limiting belief, any constriction, any fear, any anxiety. It's just leaving your body with your breath. And on the next inhalation, I want you to inhale the infinite possibilities of your life, the pure potential of what you have the power to create. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And just feel that feeling of gratitude in the middle of your chest, that sense of hope, the possibility that what you want is possible in your life. You are in the right place, and you can open your eyes right now if what you're looking for is a healthy, vibrant, long-lasting romantic relationship. If you are so over that online dating thing, I mean, how many people, just let me hear it in the sidebar, how many of you are just done? Like you're just bored out of your skull. It's exhausting. It's like some of my clients say that they need an assistant to just handle their online dating profiles. So done. Yes, Gina. Done, Franny, over it. Been done in caps, Jen, right? Such a waste of time, I know, Jess, I know. So over it, Bam. So done, Sabrina. Yes, yes, yes. So damn done. I love you. You're so funny. Yes, done. Is the sound on yet? Yes. So you know what? Please respond to her so she knows. Yes, so over it in super caps. I got you, ladies. I understand it. You're done. It's not the way to do it because it's not doing what you need it to do. I know that you guys know the kind of loving relationship that you want, but you just don't know why you're not attracting it or how to attract it. And it's from this different point of view, right? It's not from the point of view of like something's wrong with you. It's like what is going on internally that you are attracting these different kinds of people that you don't want, right? So I want to inspire you to stay until the end because this is not for sissies, right? This is stuff where you could say, I already know this, or this isn't going to work for me. So I want you to stay until the end, and I'm going to give you a free gift just for tuning in, just for being here. You're going to get the 21-day Real Love Meditation Series. Instead of having to buy it, I'm going to give it to you. And you're also going to get this amazing, full-color, gorgeous gift from one of my pals who happens to also live, like I'm actually subletting her apartment right now, and she lives right next door, Ophira and Tali Adut from the Astro Twins. And it's an amazing guide that is so therapeutically sound, it blew my mind. And they're not therapists, but they are astrologers. So it's called How to Get Along with Anyone. Yes, even that person. So you want to stay and you want to get those gifts because they're great. So what will you learn in this webinar? The first thing we're going to hit is how to uncover what has been blocking you in love. Right? So that's the first thing that we care about. The second thing is overfunctioning, why we do it and how to stop. So can you just show me in the sidebar? How many people feel like they overfunction in their relationships, overgive, give too much, right? Yeah. Yes, queens. Yep. You guys are all, you're so funny. I love you. So me. Yes, ma'am. I feel that. I do. All the time, Kathy. Oh, yes. Hashtag super helpful, meaning you are super helpful, right? Me, I run myself, me, sorry, I totally feel that. Like saying she runs herself ragged doing it, right? Ha ha ha. My middle name. Oh my God, yes. Okay, guys, you're in the right place. You really are. We need to stop doing that immediately. And also learning about the people-pleasing syndrome and how bad boundaries are like screwing you up, right? I see you raising your hand really high. Here, I got you. Denise, I get too chatty, used to now, but you're better. Thank God, Tara, good for you. I don't know how to stop, but you can learn. Don't worry, you guys. I just want to know who's doing it, and don't even remember when there was a time when I didn't do it. Wow. I got you. Always giving. Always giving. I got you, Franny. I really do. So what we care about with this people-pleasing syndrome, which I know I don't have to ask you, I mean I will, but how many of you think you have the disease to please? Say yes when you want to say no. Avoid a confrontation at all costs. Prioritize everyone else's needs above your own. Yes? Yes, anyone? Yes, me. And really apologize when you're not sorry. That's the fourth indication that you have the disease to please. Anyone say they're sorry when it was like the guy on the subway who barreled you over getting out and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. But really you're not sorry. Really you're pissed. And all of this, yes. Oh my gosh, again, so me, Tiffany. I hear you. Oh, that is me, Franny. Recovering great, Terri. Yes, Moira. Yes. So we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page. So how are we going to figure these things out? There's a bunch of things that we're going to be doing tonight. But one is that we have to figure out your attachment style and your romantic blueprint, right? This is why you attract, who you attract. Those two things combined tells us why you attract who you attract. So I'm going to share a little bit about my own downloaded love blueprint, because really all of those things combined That's what they create. And we're also going to talk about, I'm sorry, it wasn't in there, the 5 pillars to attract and sustain healthy love, of course, because that's actually what the entire course is about. So we're moving on to my blueprint, my love blueprint. I was raised by a father, that's my father, Hadoko, who had 4 daughters and probably should have had 4 sons. And I was his last daughter, so I was really his last chance to have his dream of having a son come true. Oh, but too bad, then he just had me. So that left me with the feeling that I was born the wrong sex, perhaps, and really was something to prove pretty hardcore. So I just decided in my young life that I was going to be more successful, because I knew he would respect that. He was very successful, Brooks Brothers suit wearing, Wall Street Journal reading type of person who worked on Wall Street. So I was like, if I make a ton of money, if I become really successful, then he's going to notice me. Then he's going to respect me. Then he's going to, love me and be proud of me and all these things that I wanted. And so that's what I went on to do. I took that pretty seriously. And then the message that I got from my mother was to get your education and make your own money so that love can be a choice and not a need, because my mother got pregnant in her freshman year of college and had to drop out. My father finished. He became very upwardly mobile. My mother went on to have 4 daughters in 7 years, never went back to school. So hers was like, dreams interrupted, sort of. And her covert and overt message to me was like, don't get caught in that trap called marriage. So that did not make me want to get married. As you can imagine, that makes sense. So I went on to have a very fancy career as a talent agent, negotiating contracts for supermodels and celebrities. And it was great until it wasn't. And I kept trying to fill this desire, this need, this hole with achievement, with money, with things that I was doing, because I had this really obvious limiting belief that who needs lasting love or marriage when I have this amazing, fulfilling career? And then my limiting belief was, because I can't have both, can I? So I really started wanting to question that, and I decided to get into therapy. And P.S., I've never left. Okay, so that was many, many years ago. But I spent a long time uncovering what I now recognize as my downloaded love blueprint. And in that experience, I was able to realize that how I was seeing love was not the only way that it could be. It was just the way it was for my parents. So suddenly, this whole entire world opened up to me and actually completely blew my mind. I had this massive aha moment that actually not only could I decide that I didn't want my parents' marriage or anything that looked anything like it, but that I was going to create my own idea of what a long-term partnership could look like, with someone who was my equal, with someone who had their own party going on and was successful in their own right and all of these things, and with someone who was available, because prior to this, I was dating all these men who were unavailable and lived in Europe and all of those things, because even intellectually, I really wanted real love. Inside, I didn't know how my energetic blueprint was making me be attracted to men who were unavailable. So this aha moment changed my whole life, and I became obsessed with real love, with finding it, with changing it, with unpacking all of the reasons I didn't have it in my life. And within 6 months of discovering my limiting downloaded blueprint, the most important thing of my entire life happened. And I met the man who would become my husband, Victor. And still, he's the best thing ever. Look how cute he is. Oh my God, I love him. Okay, and this is 20 years ago. And you guys, when we do these calling in the one things and learning the rules, the reason they don't work is because they're very one size fits all. Like, all you need to do is this, just don't call him back for 2 days and we'll see if that works. The reason it doesn't work is because you are so unique. There's never been another person like you. So we need to get into the uniqueness of your experience. So after Vic and I met and fell madly in love, and he was, there was nothing about his situation that I would have put on my wish list necessarily. He was widowed. He was also divorced. He lived in Elizabeth, New Jersey, but I didn't care. He could have had like 75 teenagers. He happened to only have 3 acting out, angry teenage sons who were young at the time, and their mom died when they were little kids. But the weirdest thing happened when I met Vic, after I uncovered this blueprint and created a new one, is that I didn't care about any of the external. I suddenly was able to recognize my person. He could have had 27 teenagers, and I would have been like, love is enough. It's going to be great. So let's talk about the steps, strategies, and secrets so that you can actually create this in your life and understand what is blocking you. The first step is to remove the love blocks. And how do we do this? You know, do you know what your love blocks are? Do you feel like you have a handle on that? So I want you to actually go in the sidebar, just so I can see. Do you feel? You're so cute. Yes, write down. What do you know what they are, or are you confused about your love blocks? Because identifying them, you know, and really love blocks, we could also say, what are the things that you're afraid of? Because you may not know the concrete things, right? Confused, yes. Trust issues, okay, cool. No clue, Sabrina says. No, confused, Tiffany. Insecurities, got it, Meredith. Confused, Gloria. Everyone is going to, leave, Jacqueline, yes. Fear of getting hurt, Andrea, I so feel you, my sisters. I really do. So you do know, you do have ideas of what that is about. And there's so many more that you don't, that yes, don't even know. Afraid, afraid, afraid. Can't trust, afraid to be hurt, don't want to be vulnerable, no idea what they might be, but identify with being attached to men who are somehow unavailable. Yeah, that was my whole entire trip, by the way. I allow myself to be convinced that being loving equals behaving like a personal assistant for them. Oh my God, who said that, Sarah? I love you, because that's really not funny, like haha, laughing at you. It is the truth. Not worthy of love unless I'm outwardly successful. Hey, totally, Anna, that was totally my thing, right? I had to prove my worthiness by making all this money, and I overanalyze love and settle for the safe guy I don't really love. Yes, Gina, I can't tell you, I have to say how many times I've done that. Afraid of losing someone. Again, exactly, Prue. So it's almost like you don't even want to get involved. I truly believe I can have career and love, but that's scary when both seem so vague. Yeah, the clarity is so important, right? Afraid I'll outgrow him. Wow, but I have so many thoughts and ideas about how not to, because in 20 years I haven't. So trust me, there's a way not to. And I understand the fear, though. That's mine too, but you have to be talking to none of that. I worry about losing myself and getting overwhelmed by someone else's wants. Yes, we're going to totally talk about that when we get to your attraction style. Attract men who are unavailable. Probably the most common, right? Coming from, hold on, unworthy of love and interest. Oh, Joanne, yeah. We definitely gotta change that. So what we're gonna be doing is uncovering these limiting love blueprints, right? This is what we want to know, is what are your limiting love blueprints and where did they come from? So how are we going to do that? We're not doing that one, so go down one more. There we go. So in your life, what is the, hold on, it's in the garage, it's in the basement. I'm moving down. We're moving down. There we go. What we're doing is we're bringing these conscious beliefs from the basement of your mind to your conscious mind, or the main part of the house, because it's these unresolved injuries from childhood that are still charged. So when you just bring them into your conscious mind, what you're doing is you're removing most of the charge, which will lessen or stop the compulsion to repeat these unsatisfying behaviors. And why so many of you just said that you're confused before is because this is unconscious material. So you can't know what you don't consciously know, but there is a place to find it. And in the not knowing, it's like, this is the image that I have for it. Like in your life, you're like a little boat. And when you're unsure of what is happening and why it's happening in your life and your love life become like the tsunami. Do you know what I mean? Like you're just trying not to drown. You're trying to just hold on for dear life. And what I want you to do, and what I can teach you to do, is become the tsunami. And that the little boat is your life. So you are happening to your life with consciousness, with intention. Because love is not about luck, right? It's not about the right swipe, the right guy. It's really about the right you. And when you reveal the real you, this is when real love can find you. Because how will you be authentically loved by anyone if you don't even authentically know yourself what is happening? Why you're doing what you're doing, why you feel like you need to be someone's personal assistant, which doesn't make you feel respected and doesn't let them know you, because the real you doesn't want to be their executive assistant. You want to be their partner. You want them to respect you, you know? So we need to get in there and really raise this awareness, because that is the key to transforming these limiting blueprints to the blueprint that you want it to be. So what is this? This is like a blueprint. Your downloaded love blueprint is like the architectural blueprint for a house that someone else designed maybe centuries ago. It gets handed down from generation to generation, and when it goes unquestioned, because we really think, just like I did before I had massive therapy, that this is just the way love is, right? My mother taught me that men were people to be managed, not actually loved. Don't ever let them actually know who you are. You have to be smarter than them. You have to manage them. Just manage their emotions. Don't let them be upset. Walk on eggshells. Anyone else walking on eggshells? It's so much not fun. It sucks, but that's the awareness, you know? And I wonder, do you believe that you can rewrite this blueprint? Because that's basically what the Real Love Revolution is all about. Rewriting the blueprint, because we did a survey, and I'm going to ask you guys, but I'll give you a statistic on a survey that we did. We asked over 2,500 women if they had good love role models growing up, and 67% of them said no. That's a lot. Did you have good love role models growing up? Yeah, no. People say no. My parents' relationship wasn't good. And it's interesting. Some people say yes, but they're still in relationships where they're unsatisfied. A lot of no, 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 nope, nope, nope. Fighting, yelling, fighting, nope, 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 nope. Absolutely not. That's a hell no. Okay. You're funny, Marie, with the hell no. So moving on from the awareness is key. What do we need to do? We need to rewrite these limiting beliefs and recognize, like, oh, hey, that was just how it was for my mother or my grandmother or whomever, but it isn't how it has to be for me. And all of the over-functioning, how many of you are just over-functioning your asses off? And I asked this in the beginning, but I know, because I know you guys, because I was you guys, doing everything. I didn't feel like I could be loved unless I was of service. I needed to add value to my boyfriend's life, make his life easier, right? I needed to be utilitarian to be valuable. And the over-functioning and the people-pleasing is so exhausting. So I know that many of you are saying yes, 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 that you feel the same. So what is the first thing, what do we change in the awareness? Is that you have to have the courage, the big enough ovaries to dare to declare. How do you want to feel? It isn't just what you want. It's being specific to how you want to feel. I'm going to ask you in the sidebar to write down 3 words of how you want to feel in your relationship, right? So just go to it. These are some of my words that I love. Valued, respected, cherished, supported. A partner in crime. You want to feel calm, Liz. Yes, I love that. Loved, loving, supported, Kathy. Totally. Prue. Loved, have fun, and cherished. I love it. Safe, Pam. It's so important. Loved, respected with kindness, Jacqueline. Yes, at ease, Angela. Yes, supported, cherished, heard. So important, Sam. So important. Feel loved, heard, and understood, Aaron. Tara says cherished, supported, and safe. Wanted, cherished, accepted. Yes, Andrea. Sexy and supported. Me too, sister. Known, appreciated, and supported, Rachel. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, Pam. Supported, connected, cherished, Sabrina. Loved, playful, feminine. Oh my God, yes, we're getting into that, Margie. We sure are. Confident, Sarah. Adored, loved, kind, with kindness. Cherish, friendship, adored. That's right, Sarah, me too. Karen also wanted cherished, loved, and kind. AB wanted adored, confided in, supported. Yes, like a confidant, right? You're the person they choose to share these things with, like best friends. So good. I love your words so much. Safe, witnessed. You know it, Jean. Yes, is that Jean or Jen? Hold on, go back. It is Jen. Okay, sorry, I just want to get it right. Because I am witnessing you and I want to witness you properly. Treasured, seen, accepted. And you know what my language is, you guys? I want to be securely tethered, yet really free. That's what I want to be. That's what I am in my marriage. So why do we care about this? We need to know. We need to know how we want to feel in order to create it. It's not just what we want. Because a lot of times what we think, just like my career, I thought it was going to make me feel a certain way and it didn't. And if I had been clear about my core desired feelings, thank you, Danielle Laporte, I would not have ever ended up in entertainment, probably. So when you get specific about how you want to feel in your life and in your relationship, it really does change what happens in your life. Learning to stop repeating these dead end dating patterns and relationships. And so many of you have already said that you kind of feel like you're in Groundhog Day, that movie. Different date, same wrong dude, right? And are you afraid of getting hurt again? Because this is so many of my clients who've come to me have said, I just stopped dating 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 years ago. I just can't deal. I don't want to do it. I'm afraid of getting hurt. And I don't want to be vulnerable because I'm finding that I don't think that people are trustworthy. So we're moving on to how do we change that? We need a pattern interrupt. And how do we do that? Recognizing the pattern. That's the beginning. When you say, I'm dating the same unavailable guy, someone had said that down the sidebar, I'm dating the same unavailable guy over and over again. Why don't I see the red flags? So let's talk about this for a second. Why don't you see the red flags? When I was raised by an emotionally unavailable father, and then I met unavailable men, I didn't recognize them as a red flag. I recognized them as someone who would be appropriate to become a partner with me, because my father, who was my role model for an appropriate partner, was unavailable. So this is the same with you guys. So you have to have the recognition of what it is that you've been doing. So there's a bunch of empowered questions we're going to answer. And then with repetition, meaning a new repetition, this is where the neural pathways come in, you end up with a new and better pattern that actually works for you. So how we're going to find this is we're going to reveal right now. So get your pens out. You can do it in the sidebar. You can do it on your paper as well, because I want you to have this. We're going to decode your attraction style plus your romantic blueprint, which is all of that stuff about your family of origin. And this will tell you who you are attracting and why. And we must know that in order to change it. We have to get like what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to handle is, what is your attraction style? So I'm going to talk a little bit about attraction styles, and I'm going to do them one at a time. And when you see yours, after you write down, yes, and hey, you can wait till I describe all three. And in some schools have thought there are four, and for our webinar, we're only going to do these three because these are the most common ones. I want you to write it in the sidebar which one you are. So the first one is someone who is securely attached. So the secure attachment style is the most common in some countries. This country is one of them. So about half the country is securely attached. So if you're secure, you feel comfortable with intimacy, you are effective at communicating your needs and your feelings to your partner. But securely attached individuals, even though you're super reliable and you create very little drama in your relationships, you have a tendency, if you are an overfunctioner, to attract less stable attachment style mates and boyfriends. So you could be securely attached, like you are capable of doing it, but you find yourself attracting people who are less secure or have commitment issues. So that is really common for the securely attached woman, but you have a stabilizing effect on those less secure styles. So if you feel comfortable talking about your feelings in a relationship, if you feel comfortable being in a relationship, it doesn't make you feel suffocated, then you are probably securely attached. The next one is the anxious attachment. Anxiously attached people crave intimacy and are very often overly concerned with their relationship and their partner, like super preoccupied with what they're doing, like at any moment of the day. Anxious individuals worry that their partner doesn't want to be with them or doesn't want to be as close to them as they do. They can also be really dialed into their partner's moods and actions and take things super personally. So there's a lot of codependent actions with anxious people. They're codependently attached in their relationships. Anxiously attached people do well with securely attached people, but are often attracted to people who make their anxious tendencies worse, like the next attachment style, which is avoidant. But I want to say a little bit more about the anxious attachment. Put your attachment style. So which one are you? Put it in the sidebar just so I can see what we got here. I think you get it. If you're anxiously attached, you feel very insecure in your relationships and you're always worried that they're going to leave you. And you can be a combination. Listen, you guys, nobody is, this is kind of like doshas. If you guys know about doshas in the Vedic system, you're going to be primarily one of these attachment styles. And then you could have a little bit of other attachment styles as well. So a lot of you are anxiously, some of you are securely attached. But Lynette, if you're securely attached, then we start getting into what kind of attachment style are the men that you're attracting? What do they have? See, that's what we want to know. Yes, anxiously attached, more secure. Feel. Now, let me move into the next one, though, and then we'll really see what we've got, which is people who are avoidant. So if you're avoidantly attached, you equate intimacy with loss of independence. Because of this, you try to minimize the closeness, and people will sometimes, your boyfriends or partners, will call you emotionally distant. Avoidants desire attachment and love, but feel suffocated by too much intimacy. They don't easily understand their partner's mental and emotional states, like you're confused. There are many avoidants on the dating scene because short-term relationships are their specialty. So why do we care? So those of you, do you understand the avoidant style? You want attachment, but it makes you feel suffocated. So you want to avoid short-term relationships because you can throw yourself in and then get out. But of course, if you really in your heart of hearts want a long-term union, that isn't going to work for you. You don't understand why you want to get out of it. You don't understand why you want to leave, but you find that you do. So from these styles, I'm looking on the side, so I just want to see it. There's a lot of avoidance. There's a lot of anxiously attached, and actually quite a bit of securely attached. But again, we're going to move back into who are you attracting? And you're going to see, because if you're always dealing with people saying that, they can't commit and they don't know, so you say you're avoidant, been hooking up sporadically with the same unavailable, underemployed, older guy for how many years? 6 years. Who does this? Oh, so many people, my love. No judgment. This is like a no judgment zone, sister. We're just figuring it out. We are all doing these things. You are exactly like me and everyone else on this call, mama. So you don't sweat it. We're just going to figure it out. Now let's move into your romantic love blueprint, because it's these two pieces of information together that really give you the full picture of why you're attracting who you are attracting. So we go back to, what was your family culture about love and marriage? Right? What was your family culture about love and marriage? Now, we're all from different systems, and as we were saying before, this is where, did you have a healthy role model? This is where this comes in. But it's not just that. It's your greater culture as well. So if you were from a religious culture, if you are from a culture where it's super patriarchal, how does that impact how you view love and marriage? If you are from a family system where everyone is divorced, right? Where in my family system, love didn't look great. I mean, it wasn't about, super abuse, but it was about high functioning alcoholism and neglect. And I promise you that creates a dysfunctional love blueprint as well, So how many of you were your parents divorced? And you can just put it in the sidebar, divorced, yes or no. It's a quick question. I just actually want to see. So not divorced, no, yes, no, no, no. All right, yes, yes, yes. A lot of divorce and a lot, so far, multiple divorces. Yes, okay. Multiple marriages. Okay. Yes, yes. Never married. Yeah. All right. Yep. Divorced. No, no, no. Divorce, divorce, divorce. Yes. Separated, right? Separated, but should have been divorced. Yeah, exactly. You're like, never pulled the trigger. I wish they would. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so you guys, there's a lot. Because what's also interesting is that it's not just about whether they're married. It's about how do they relate to each other. You know what I mean? Staying married doesn't mean anything. How did your parents regard and interact with each other is really it, whether they stayed married or not, right? Because you could be divorced and be super loving, and you would have had a better role model for love than if they stayed married and treated each other like crap. You know what I mean? And this is where all of these things come in. If there was a lot of fighting in your family system growing up, or like where I grew up in a family of high functioning alcoholism, you still create the same thing. You become an empath. Oh my God. It's an exhausting emotional roller coaster. How many people on here are you ladies empaths? Do you identify with that? Are you an empath? What happens when you're an empath? What does that mean? It means that to be safe in your family of origin, Yes, of course, you're all empaths. Of course you are. To be safe in your family of origin, you needed to really see what was going on with other people. So we can read every person in the room. We know exactly what they're feeling. And it's not just the person in the room, right? This is everybody. We are walking on eggshells. We are making sure that nobody's mad. We want to make sure everyone has what they need. We don't want anybody screaming or getting pissed off, especially if you grew up in a violent home. You become like, this is life and death. You become an empath not because it's fun. You become an empath it's because how you survive and how you don't get hurt. It actually becomes survival. So those of you, this is so important to learn how to zip up your energy, take care of yourself first. You being an empath when you were a child was really adaptive, and it might have even saved your life, right? You being an empath with no protection as an adult is just a recipe for an eating disorder, addiction. And if you don't go that route, then we do the other thing. We get fibromyalgia, we get chronic fatigue, we get all of these things because we're just like this wide open, gaping hole that anything can happen. Eating disorder here, hand up right there, do it, Roberta, just telling us. Me, I'm a recovering alcoholic, that is correct, you know it. And it's funny, not funny, haha, but eating disorders are so common because why? Why do I have eating disorders? Because we're so desperately trying to control something in a chaotic system where we cannot. So we're like, but I will control that. I will either not eat anything or I will eat and throw up or whatever I'm doing to survive. It's exactly right. It's exactly what we're doing. It's such an emotional roller coaster. And you guys, why am I doing this? Why am I teaching you this? I want you to get off the roller coaster, man. I want you to get off because it's done. It's maladaptive now. And being an empath is a gift. But if you do not protect yourself and learn these tools, it can feel like a curse. I don't want to know about every person in the restaurant who's violent. They walk in and I say to my husband, you know what, let's get this sushi to go because the guy who just walked in is violent. He's like, okay, great, we'll just get it to go. You know, I mean, that's great. As a therapist, it's good for me to know these things. But as a human being, it really is. Empathy is a blessing, and then sometimes it just feels like the curse of feeling everything way too much. So how do we change this? How do we change all of this? Let's just move on to, oh wait, no, we're still talking about your parents. I'm sorry. Hold on, we're not done yet. There's a few more questions that I just want you to answer on your paper is how did your parents problem solve? Did they problem solve, right? Did they have the ability to problem solve? Yeah, Sarah, exactly. I was trying to think of autoimmune issues, but I couldn't get it. But I love you because you knew that's what I was thinking about. Thank you. So much codependency that comes from this. Yes, by manipulating the children. Yep, exactly. I totally get it. They don't. Arguments were never constructive, just about whining. Yeah. So there's no problem solving. Got it. Excuse me. They just avoided, yes, that was totally my family. Wow, discussions. Right on, Sabrina. Good for you. Sulking, so being withdrawn in anger, right? Kate, yep. No example of healthy problem solving in my family. Nope. Me neither. No problem solving, right, Jeanette? I feel you. Sarah, manipulating the kids, screaming matches until my father submitted to my mom's wishes. It was always like one. It's usually like that in a family system. One of them had more power than the other. My mother overfunctioned. That's how they solved. Yeah, exactly. Which really means that there's, you know what that is? That's a ticket to bitter martyr land because there's nowhere else to go when you're constantly overfunctioning like that. Using guilt to manipulate. Ugh. You know what, you guys, just briefly, and then I'm going to keep going with what I'm saying. I want to talk about, no, actually, no, I'll talk about this later. Keep moving. Keep moving. Was there affection in your home and was there violence in your home? Those are going to be the last two that I want to know about. Because all of these things, my dad overfunctioned. My mom slept. Kathy, wow, your mom was very tired, or she was super depressed, or she drank a lot. Just that's it. My mom slept. That's all we got from there. My mother was passive aggressive. My father went into his cave. Oh, totally. Wow. That is so, Elsa, that is so common. No and yes. So no affection and yes violence. I'm sorry to hear it, Deb. Yes, affection. Luckily, no violence, yes. Verbal abuse, you know, verbal abuse is violence. That's verbal violence. Lots of affection, no violence, right on. I had a lot of like psychological stuff more, like less the physical. There wasn't never physical stuff because it was like the people who avoid everything, you know? Yes, both roller coaster. Oh, Costanza, I feel you so hard. Sarah, very little affection. That sucks. I feel you. Roberta, both parents worked. Not visual intimacy between them. Yeah. She was depressed, really, really angry on the inside. Yeah, that will make you be so lethargic you can't even move. It's so heavy. No violence, but affection, kisses, holding hands, hugs. Oh, I like that, Tiffany. Love and affection, no violence. Father traveled a lot. Got it. Because that was my thing. It was very like an absentee thing. No affection, no love, lots of hatred, physical violence. In Winnipeg. Okay, we're going to totally handle that. One-sided, no affection. Wow, so much, you guys. So good, so good. Yes, affection, no violence. Right on. All right, let's move down to the 5 pillars to create real love. This is, excuse me, everything that I learned in the 20 years that I've been doing this in my career, or in these 5 pillars. And I'm so super incredibly stoked about getting it in one place at one time, right? And this also really, really, I'm giving you that, guys, this because I want you to learn something. But in the program itself, which is starting in a week, we go really, really in depth, of course, and super personally to what it is for you. So pillar number 1, self-awareness. Now, you guys know this. We cannot change anything that we're unaware of. That's it. Anything that you're in denial about. And it's really hard, right? If you had a difficult childhood, and you have to know what you want. So do you know what you want in your life? Do you actually know what you want in your relationships, or are you just getting by? Because when we're raised and we have a lot of codependency, we're afraid to say what we want. We don't even know it because our primary want is to have nobody else be pissed off. Our primary want is to have nobody fight. No violence, right? Who had time to be worrying about their dreams when I'm like, I'm just trying to survive this childhood. I have no dreams, and that is common. So the downloaded love blueprint, which we touched on, but of course in the course itself, there's a huge, massive deep dive on that because we have to excavate tons of crap that happened many, many decades ago for some of you. And we also learn how your childhood experiences, other childhood experiences, like friends and school, how they, even teachers, impacted your own sense of worthiness and love if you had bad experiences, and really uncover these love blocks for good. So with the awareness, because I was so busy, right? I was so busy trying to have this career and get my father's attention that I had no idea what was really going on. I had no idea what my relationship was to myself and how I was throwing myself under the bus all of the time because it didn't matter. I was over-functioning, overworking, and really it wasn't until I was diagnosed with cancer that was really what stopped me in my tracks, where I realized that living on caffeine, nicotine, and adrenaline probably had something to do with me getting sick. And once I started diving deep in this therapeutic process, I was able to realize how unaware I had been of, like, I was just trying to please these boyfriends, and how I was unconsciously attracting guys who were never, ever going to give me what I needed. And that process is so important. And it was only then, when my self-awareness really came from the basement to the main part of the house, is when I was able to change that. So moving into the next pillar, which is self-knowledge, one of the most important pillars ever. Because this self-knowledge, and let's talk about knowledge for a second. You guys, there are statistics out there that say that of all of the self-help books about meeting the love of your life, of all of them, 73% are purchased by women. So information isn't really the problem, right? Because if it was the amount of information that you consumed in your life about love and relationships, all of us would be sitting in our Hamptons house, happily married with our, yoga butts, eating some kale, looking at our beautiful family pictures, wouldn't we? Not about information. What is it about? It's about integration. You must learn to integrate what you learn about yourself. This is why I didn't even write the book yet and did a course, because there's so many friggin' books out there. And if I can't be there with the person who buys the book, leading them through this integration process, then my book is like every other friggin' book out there that is producing 0 results for people. But a coaching program where we can do it together, this is what integration is all about. And you can do it in 10 weeks, not 20 years, right? So what do we do in self-knowledge? We unpack all your past romantic relationships. Yes, I said all, and don't worry, we'll pick if you've been in relationships for 60 years, we'll probably pick the top 5, okay? We're going to identify your habitual dysfunctional love patterns and recognize your hidden resistance so that you can avoid self-sabotage. And I want to give you an example of what changed in someone else's life when they got the self-knowledge that they had been missing. So this is Jackie B. I love this girl. She was in the program last year because I ran this program, a much shortened version, for 5 weeks, and then did a huge survey with the women who were in it because I really didn't know, you guys. I wasn't going to do a program until I had proof that what I had done for 20 years successfully, privately, one-on-one in my practice on a weekly basis, would actually produce results and transformation virtually in a group. I didn't know. So I wasn't going to launch it the way I am right now because I didn't know if it would work. So in that, we launched it in beta, right? Because we were just collecting information. Jackie was, what she said, pretty happily married, except things had changed, and the fun and laughing together had left, and the intimacy wasn't great, and her husband was frustrated with her all the time. And what we were able to reveal for Jackie in the program was that she really had the disease to please, right? It's like you can actually get it right before you get the man, right? You can actually right now get it right so that you are attracting someone who you're not having this experience with. And luckily, her marriage was strong enough to handle what was happening. And what she revealed to herself is that she had the disease to please and was giving her energy to all of these non-priority people and not her husband, and he was angry. And once she learned how to draw boundaries from the course and just get rid of that auto yes, stop doing all this crap she didn't want to do, she was able to pour love and her time and attention and affection into her marriage, and they're super psyched and happy. And she got in touch with me. I didn't ask her for one thing. I'm not kidding, you guys. Any testimonial you see, this was not me beating them for it. They came to me and they were like, I want to tell people about this. I was like, right on, okay, we'll do it. So the next pillar, which is so important, is self-acceptance. Now, self-acceptance, why is it so important? Because if you don't accept what really happened in your life, what happened in your childhood, where you are right now, if you have these regrets and you're thinking about the one that got away, that is not being an acceptance. And I can't help you change anything from this place of denial or from the fake memory drawer. I can only help you from where you actually are right now. So, self-acceptance. And we unpack all of these things because you do a zillion, there's homework and things that I'm asking you a million empowered questions so that you can get to the gems of your own self-knowledge to create the self-acceptance. And then you're going to learn to flip the script on the negative self-talk. Anyone have an inner mean girl? Any of you guys have an inner, mafia mind? This really gets in the way of you creating what you want. The self-acceptance pillar, we also eradicate shame. Why do we care about eradicating shame? Well, this is going to bring me to our next case study, which is Dia, who for 10 years, she really wanted to find, as she says, her +1, her partner in crime, and kept dating Mr. Wrong, would get right down to it, but then the person would leave. And what we were able to reveal in the course is that she had all of this deep down shame about not knowing her biological father, feeling like it was a real primary wound of that. And so really it was her own level of worthiness and shame that until we were able to reveal it, she wasn't able to get rid of it. So she was playing out that hidden feeling that she wasn't worthy because she had been rejected in this primary way. When we revealed this and she was able to really comfort her inner kid and be like, hey, you were only a child, you didn't do anything wrong. Suddenly, within honestly 4 months, and she's on the testimonial reel, you can see it, she met and had a little baby with this gorgeous guy. And she's super happy and super psyched. And that really was 10 years of working on that. And I want to quickly just cover shame. What is the difference between shame and guilt? Because I find with all of my over-functioning women who I love so much, there's a lot of both of those emotions. But shame is this super toxic emotion. And it's different than guilt because guilt says, I think I did something wrong, like you'll feel bad about an action that you took. And shame says, I think I am something wrong, like you're monumentally broken or that it's not fixable, right? It's something that is tragic and that it is chronic and that's all you can do. And so really getting rid of the shame is such a big deal. Moving on to self-compassion. And with self-compassion, all of you over-functioning empaths, I wonder if you have a ton of compassion for everyone else and none for yourself. How much compassion do you actually have for yourself? Just throw it in the sidebar. Is that true for you? You have a ton of compassion for all others. Shame issues, definitely, I hear you. Do you have compassion for yourself? Are you kind to yourself? Yes, that's you, Elizabeth. I got it. You do not have compassion for yourself. Erin, yes, you know it's true, very true. LOL, I got it. Yes, yes. Little or none for myself, says Sabrina. I have self-compassion. Good. I'm giving you a high five right there. Not so much right now, says Moira. True, beginning to realize that. Right on, Chelsea, who I love, my home slice. How you doing? I know Chelsea for like 15 years. No, not always, says Lynette. Getting better. And hey, it's a work in progress, but it's such an important muscle that you've got to learn how to flex, because what happens is if we don't have self-compassion, what we're doing is we're attracting other people who are not compassionate to us either. So the bar is low, where it's like, sure, it's okay if I'm inconvenienced. I'll go out of my way. Let's eat at the restaurant that's close to your apartment. Let's do everything that is convenient for you. And this is really what it's about. Right? Self-compassion is no, not doing that. It's deciding that you're worthy of someone going out of their way for you, doing it near your apartment because you're tired too. What about that? You have to feel like you actually deserve consideration, compassion, and time. And do you feel that you deserve real love? The next person we're going to talk about, and this is the last case study, but it's such a good one, I had to share it with you, is Dimple. She was in a toxic, abusive relationship for 13 years and didn't even know if she should take the course. She comes from a culture that doesn't actually value women. She had so much toxic shame. That was the biggest thing that she had. And really felt like she wasn't even worthy of taking the course. And we just talked about it. I interviewed her on my podcast, and she has a platform right now helping other women get rid of their shame for good. She is so brave, and I love her so much. And this really was being able to treat herself and date herself. She was so active. This is one of the things that we do in the course, is dating yourself. And we all put up pictures of taking ourselves out on dates, dressed up, going out alone. And she was really into it. She was like, I've never done this, and this is so much fun. But what you're doing is you're raising your love vibration when you do that. So what is the last pillar? It's self-love, right? And if you're still struggling with self-loathing or self-hate or massive self-criticism, how are you going to draw self-love into your life? So yes, I'm going to teach you how to date yourself, and it's awesome. But discovering that power of guided visualization to see what it is that you really want to see and feel it. Because how many of you feel like you are self-sabotaging? Do you self-sabotage? Yes, I see it down the sidebar. You do. You know, that's it. I mean, do you feel that you're waiting until you're perfect, until it's the right time in your life, that you have the perfect butt, the perfect yoga butt, before you are lovable? That something needs to happen before you're valuable enough for someone else to love you. But the real key is that it's about you loving you first in a real way, right? You becoming a master of self-love. Because you guys, it is not magic. It is psychology. This is a fact. So the reason why it's so confusing about how to make the changes is because nobody tells you. How could you know these things? How can you know these things if you didn't see it in your family of origin, like I didn't, and nobody taught you? So stop beating yourself up about, why haven't I figured this out? And because you're so smart and over-functioning and successful in other areas of your life, it really pisses you off that you haven't actually figured out the love thing yet. But be kind to yourself. You wouldn't just expect to know how to fluently speak Chinese, would you? No. You would go to Berlitz. You would learn. You would have an amazing teacher. You'd have an amazing coach. And that is how you would learn to speak Chinese. Learning how to love yourself and attract healthy love is the same exact thing. But you can learn. It's not about your lot in life. So once you start getting these aha moments about your love blueprint, of course, you want to implement it as quickly as possible. How do I get results? How do I make it stick? What are the next steps? So for me, I'm going to tell you, I think that you've got two choices. Now, of course, I think you have two choices. You can do it how I did it, which was complicated, super expensive, labor intensive, took me many, many years to make it happen. And listen, I have no regrets because it let me create this platform and know myself well enough to be able to do it. Or, hold on, and I know, have you tried to figure this out by yourself is my question. Like me, I know that you have. I know that you have, right? This is so you. Yes, 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 yes. You have tried to figure it out on your own. We all have, the dating sites, the whatever it is. But you're here because it isn't working for you. And then the second choice that you have, lucky you, because you're here right now, is to let me be your love Sherpa. That is what I want to do. Ta-da! Welcome to the Real Love Revolution. Please join me. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I'm giving you guys a super special opportunity, and this is really the maiden voyage of this. What will you get in the course if you decide to take it? I'll give you all the information, and you guys are going to get the gifts whether you do the course or not. Don't worry about it. It is 10 weeks proven program, and it is on demand. So if you can't make it because you live in New Zealand and you don't feel like being up at 3 a.m., don't worry. Everything is available now because I already shot the modules when I was in Barcelona, but the live stuff will all be recorded for you. So you have a VIP group with, I can't read that. I want to, but Inspirational Women, right. This is what we're doing. So those of you who are in the Facebook group, I just want to be clear that there's going to be a different group. And VIP makes it sound like you're more special than other people. It's really VIP just because you're in the program. So that's going to be a separate group. And I want you to know for yourself that you are here for a reason, right? There'll also be 10 therapeutic meditations. Goodbye, unresolved issues. Because why did I create therapeutic meditations, which I've never done before, and I'm so excited to basically reveal them in this course, is because when you do a therapeutic meditation, I've done all of this research where I can help you tap into your unconscious mind so that your unconscious mind is working for you while you're sleeping. And then we are working on your conscious mind for 10 weeks straight. It is so exciting. Carrie, you're so funny. You said, do you know me? Yes, I think I do. So the 10 therapeutic meditations, moving on, 10 live calls. So it's like this, but you can actually see me on the live calls. I take a lot of your questions ahead of time. You get to send them in. So it isn't just like a live call where I'm yakking. It's a live call where we're actually hitting what is happening for you specifically, what's coming up in your life. We also have the weekly integration. What does that say? Homework. Yeah. So we have all the weekly integration exercises. Sorry, it's being blocked. I can't see it. So these are customized really for you and your love story, because the bottom line is all of them are filled with these empowered questions that are specific to you, which is what the integration exercises are built on, are your answers, right? Right. Moving on. And there's so many surprise gifts and bonuses. Moving on. Listen, you are the reason that I created this. You're here for a reason, but you're also here. You are my reason to be here, because I could be doing anything, you guys. I don't need to do this. Do you know why I'm doing this? Because I love you. That's it. Because I want you to get what you want. Because I know that you are worthy, and because I was you and didn't think it would ever happen for me, but it did. And it's the best thing in the world. And I want you to have it because you deserve it. There's a reason why you came here. Right? You came today because something was resonating with you. You felt called to what we're doing for some reason. And I really, really want you to do it. It's 10 weeks to what the rest of your life. And if you don't, what's going to be different in a year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, right? Exactly. There you go. There's even a slide for that. What will change next week, next month, next year? Nothing, And I'm not saying other things can't change you, but this, I promise you, is the fastest, most direct route. So to get you moving, to inspire you to do it, I've added 5 additional integration video calls that if you sign up by the time we are off this call, you can actually get 5 additional video calls. So this is going to be a smaller group of people. You have to do the pay in full option. And don't worry, we're getting to the investment. I just want to say about the bonuses first. So 5 additional ones where all of your questions come ahead of time, and that's basically office hours for me and the select group of people who are doing the pay in full. The second fast action bonus is for my BFF, Danielle Laporte. She's just the cutest and insisted, she's adorable, that she would do a private, customized desire map thing for us. So we have our own desire map. I guess it's a bonus webinar. What is it? It's a course, really. It's like a mini course that she created, and then she's gifting us all of each one of us is going to have the digital workbook. So that, and desire mapping, those of you who don't know Danielle, can you just tell me on the side? I'm just curious if we have the same people. Do you know Danielle Laporte, you guys? Just on the side, tell me. And the next one, hold on. I only have known you for 2 weeks, and you seem to already. Oh my God, I love her. And Gala, I love Gala too. She's great. So many people. Okay, great. So you guys do know her. So this fast action bonus is for you guys today. And then the last one is something I'm super proud of. This is bonus number 3, and this is a whole bunch of my girlfriends. They're just the sweetest. Marie Forleo, Chris Carr, Gabby Bernstein, Mama Gina, Kate Northrup. If any of you know Esther Perel, who wrote the New York Times best-selling book, Mating in Captivity, I interview her on this. Alex Jameson. I mean, there's so many people. It's insane, but it's so great. And it's all about fear. It's about getting over fear, flipping the script on fear. So if you're feeling fear of investing in yourself, let's talk about what this would cost you. If you were doing 1 year with a therapist, it would be probably more than that, honestly. And this is the only way anyone can actually work with me, because I don't even have a one-on-one practice anymore at all. I only work in groups. But it would cost you about 10 grand for a year. So let's say 2 to 5 years, it would cost you 20 to 40,000. And I guarantee you I've invested 250 grand in my mental health in my lifetime. And if you want to do this today, what is your investment today is one payment of $997. That will give you the 10 weeks. And that includes the 5 additional video integration calls. So that fast action bonus is if you do it and you pay in full today. But maybe that doesn't work for you, right? Maybe you can't do that, or you don't have that money. But because I love you and I want you to do this so much, I created the most flexible plan I could possibly think of. And I'm doing a monthly payment of $97 that you could pay me over an entire year. Even though the course is only 10 weeks, you're doing an entire year. So if you do that, the only thing you don't get is those 5 additional calls, but you do get to pay it off in 1 year. So if you know you're in, you're going to go to terricole.com/join. And if you don't want to take the course, don't leave, because you're still going to get the bonuses that we promised, and we're still going to do a full-on Q&A in the end. So this isn't about, I only want to say the course. Certainly, I want you to do the course because I want you to have real love. But if you can't, you can do it next year. I'm going to launch this once a year, so don't worry. This is what it looks like, where you're going to go and sign up. terricole.com, that's terricole.com/join. And I also want to tell you that I've got a money-back guarantee, because you guys, I've spent my entire adult life, it seems like, creating this course, creating my own original content from my experiences of being in the trenches with my clients and the trenches of my own transformation. So if you do all the work and you tell me that nothing changes in your life, I promise you I will gladly give you back your money, because I have no doubt that that will never happen. But if you say it does, I'll take your word for it. You know what this course is valued at? $7,750. That includes all of the bonuses and all of these thought leaders who are also going to be popping into our live streams, guesting, Danielle, Chris, Gabs, all of these cuties who are going to come in even for a short burst, because we don't want them sucking up all of our Q&A time. But some of them said they would do additional calls with us, so it wouldn't even take away from our Q&A calls, because all of them have wanted me to do this course for about 10 years. I can't even tell you. They're like writing me notes like, congratulations, you finally up-leveled your whole business. Great. You're finally reaching the people who need you. Fantastic. All right, so fast action bonus. We're going to get this going right now. Here we go. So we have 15 minutes, and now I'm going to take a sip of water, and we're going to take your questions, and we're going to take all of your questions. And you guys, I love you whether you do the course or not, but I want to inspire you to, if you can, if there is any way, if you can. You got the link right in the sidebar. So if you're looking in the side, It is, let's see. Oh, and it's in your email. So they got the link in their email. So you have a link in your email. Was that sent during so there was an email sent to you during this webinar? Wow, they're so together, my team. So you got an email. So all you need to do is go to your email and click on that link and you can go and join. And I want you to tell me as you're joining, please put it in the sidebar because it makes me so happy. I want to jump out of my skin with joy of people joining. If you know you're in, do it. And whatever your questions are, I am super psyched to figure it out. So I want to welcome Stephanie. Yay, welcome. And Ashley, oh my God, cutie, are you my soul camp? Ashley, I think you are. And Heather, welcome. And Wendy, welcome. Wow. Krista, welcome. Linda, welcome. You guys are so awesome. Your life is going to change and I can't wait. So let's hit some questions. Here we go. Already joined. Oh, you already joined from Elizabeth Dialto. Right on. I love it. And I'm still welcoming you again because I'm still that happy that you joined. Signed up yesterday, right, Karen? I love that you came again, though. Wow, you must find it compelling, and that is awesome. Right on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take the course, ladies, says Sue. The tides rise. Oh, it's so true. When the tide rises, all boats. That is the truth, or something like that. Sue, you're really funny. I love you. You guys are so cute. Those of you who are on the fence, we have 13 minutes. Let me help you. Let me help you decide. But what happens when you meet a super nice guy and there is nothing? Like you try to feel something, but there is no spark. He's super emotionally available. Listen, Roberta, let me tell you something. When you really uncover your blueprint in a real way, like the nitty gritty, like the down and dirty, you're going to understand. Signing up now, go Jane. Woohoo! You're going to understand why that nice guy doesn't make you want to make out with him. You're going to. And then in that understanding, your energy is going to change and you're going to attract a guy who maybe is nice but not as nice. Welcome, Lisa. I'm so happy you're joining, cuties. Oh my God, you're making my day. So does that make sense, Roberta? Because I feel like it does. I signed up. Thanks, Elizabeth Hunt. I'm so happy you're here. All right. So by doing the work on myself, how can you help your partner or potential partner to do this so that you're not doing this all and they find someone who has no clue about themselves? Here's the thing. That's such a brilliant question, Tiffany. When you find out about yourself, so are you already partnered? Let me make sure I understand. You're saying you're working on yourself. Is she partnered or not? Read that. Hold on, because I have two answers. If you do work on yourself, and actually they're both relevant, so I'm going to answer them both regardless of what you meant. You say, if I do all this work on myself, how do I attract a guy who like has a clue, who has like an emotional IQ higher than a sneaker, right? So how do you do that? As we are attracting, as Wayne Dyer would say, rest in peace, my pal, we don't attract what we want. We attract what we are in some way. So what happens is, as you raise your vibration about yourself, as you raise your self-knowledge, all right, and you guys, I'm watching the bonus clock for you. You've got 11 minutes and 14 seconds. So if you're on the fence, go, 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 because I want you to be in those 5 video calls. And welcome, Kathleen. Oh my God, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. All right, I'm keeping going with because I can do everything. Look at me, I'm multitasking, but I'm doing it. So when you change your self-knowledge and your self-awareness, you're not going to attract a guy who has zero clue. And you're not going to attract a guy who's a mirror of you. You don't need it. Welcome, Jane. Woohoo, you did it. I'm so happy you're here. All right, moving on. So what I'm saying is that when you know yourself, you're going to understand why you were attracting those other people to begin with. And we're going to get into the 3 empowered questions of why are you attracting someone you don't want to make out with. The 3 questions are, who does this person remind me of? Where have I felt like this before? And why is this dynamic familiar to me? And if you answer those 3 questions, and it is a transference from an earlier relationship, I guarantee you will figure out who that is. And sometimes just the knowledge is enough to change the repetition. That's what these blueprints are about. We are unconsciously repeating them, even though we don't want to. And what I teach, and what I've been doing for the past 2 decades, is teaching people how to recognize them so that we can change them. That's what we want to do. So I have questions. Hold on. How do I attract someone who is more proactive? In dating, I'm either doing nothing and leading. He's and feeling like it's slipping away or being too controlling. How do I stop chasing? That is such a good one, Margie. So I'm going to hit it right now. Here's the deal. You're flipping between the roles. You're flipping between being the controlling and domineering one, or being the passive one. So this is the dance of over and under functioning. And this, we totally cover this in the course, where you can learn to be right in the middle. You can be assertive, which is different than being controlling, which is different than being passive, right? If you are assertive, that's not the same as being aggressive. So we have to sort of figure out the place in between, but there's a dance. And one of my mentors who I love so much, I'm in and I can't wait, says Jen. Hey, welcome, Jen. I'm so happy you're coming. Yay. One of my favorite mentors, my psychological mentors, I don't actually know her personally, but I tweet about her all the time, and I'm sure she thinks I'm like a psycho fangirl, because I kind of am. Her name is Dr. Harriet Lerner, and she wrote the book, The Dance of Anger, The Dance of Intimacy, The Dance of Deception, and she taught me about relationships being a dance, which resonated with me so much. Hey, I'm watching the clock for you in between my story, and there's 8 minutes left. If you're thinking about doing it, get doing it. And in this dance, she talks really extensively about overfunctioning and underfunctioning. And when you learn about high-functioning codependency, which is probably what we're really talking about, and you learn how to stop doing it, you will find yourself being in the right place, right in the middle. You will stop attracting the extreme. So I hope that that was helpful. That was such a good question. I feel so heartbroken because the course is worth 2 months of my pay. Working in Poland, I don't make North American money, and it's really breaking my heart that I can't afford it. All right, so you know what? We're just gonna, the monthly payment is what I have for you, but we're gonna hold on to your email, and if something comes up in the end, don't worry. All right, keep going. There we go. Oh my God, I have this problem so much as well. Oh, it is so much the same. It is so much the same. I understand. No problem. I'm so happy I connect. Well, can't connect and I don't have email. Okay, so don't worry. He's going to send it to you right now. She can't connect and didn't get the email. Here we go. Oh no, I'm doing the payment plan. Yay. Oh, it's okay. We got it. All right. Emotional IQ higher than a sneaker. You like that, Karen? This is who we're looking for. Okay. Love being needed. So I like these tortured souls that maybe need some saving because my dad never needed me or wanted me. I thought until later in life. Oh, I so feel this, and I want to talk about it because this is a really, really common repetition with people. It is really, really common. So how do you feel loved and desired without finding these broken-winged birds to be your project? Excuse me. This is super common. And I want to say welcome to Karen, welcome to Tracy. So exciting. Feeling like you have to be utilitarian, which is what I was saying that I felt before I had the therapy thing help me change my mind, is something that attracts you to these things. And if you liked that, you wouldn't have put this question to me. If you felt satisfied by doing it, you wouldn't have put this question to me. So part of it is you have to go in. So forget the guys that you're attracting right now, and you need to go in and do the work on you so that you can feel valuable enough to be loved for who you are, not for what you can do. And listen, you guys, when we change these patterns, if your nature is a caregiver, as is mine, it doesn't mean that you stop being a caregiver. It just means you stop doing it in a dysfunctional way so that it's taking away from you, right? So don't worry that changing means that you suddenly become harsh or mean, because you won't. Yep, and I'm in. I'm a friend of Dimple. She says amazing things. Oh, I love her so much, Karen. She's just the best. Her story just blows my mind. It's so inspiring. Can I talk a bit more about what? I don't know. Get in there. I got to see it. Hold on. Sure. Can I talk a little bit more about the money back guarantee? Yes. So you have to be doing it for at least 30 days. Do we wait until the whole end of the course, or is it after? So it's after the 30 days. If after the 30 days you've done every one of the homeworks, all of the integration meditations, you're doing everything, and then you come back and say, hey, it really, nothing is changing. in my life, then we give you your money back. If you don't feel better, if you participate in the Facebook group. The reason why I have the money back guarantee like this is because I don't want it to be for people who want to be in it for a month, don't do the work, would like to have the downloadable things that are the gifts, and not actually do it, and had no intention of doing it. Because I know for a fact that if you do it, it will work. The money back guarantee starts the same day, right? The clock starts on that the same day that the program starts. So, and then it goes for 30 days, which is the first month. And the program is 10 weeks. So basically, after those first 4 weeks is when, if in 4 weeks something hasn't shifted for you and you've done all the work, then you can try to come back. But you also have to provide documentation of you doing all of the work. So I hope that answered your question. I really want to join. I'm trying to figure it out. I can afford the payment option, crunching numbers. All right. We're sending you the join thing, crunch your numbers. And listen, we're going to leave the bonuses for a little bit after this, right? So if you're on the fence and you need a question answered to help you, I really want to say to you guys, though, who do for everyone else all the time, welcome, Yvonne. Welcome, welcome. So the people who are over giving their asses off to other people, welcome, Karen. Welcome, Tracy. It's like you do this for other people. I know you do, because I do. And as much as you can get healthier, you still do these things, right? Where, it's about everyone else. You're always putting your needs and desires at the end of the list. And it's like, maybe this is just something you can do for yourself. Maybe this is just something that you should just friggin' say yes to. Maybe it's the universe knocking and saying, this will change your life. And what is that worth? Do you want to feel how you feel today a year from now? I know you don't. And it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not, because this is about you. This is a boot camp in you knowing and loving you. So lately, I'm just not meeting men. It's like they're all young mama's boys, selfish, emotionally very guarded, and scared of vulnerability. Wow. All right, you guys, we got 3 minutes left to go, or 2.5 minutes left to go. And let's talk about why you might not be meeting appropriate people, right? Why is it that you might not be meeting appropriate people? There's a lot of things that are going on in your mind, but I think we have to check the resistance, like what the hidden things. So much of this work that we do is revealing the unconscious. And even if you've had therapy, there are different deep dives that I've come up with myself because of my own life experience that gets directly to the heart of the matter. And it's really the reason why I became a relationship coach so many years ago, was because I knew that the therapy box, like I couldn't personally fit in the therapy box because so much of what I was doing was coaching. It was about getting results. It was about things changing in your life. It was about getting closer. And when I say it's not magic, it's psychology, I mean that. I mean that. So it really isn't, we're not looking outside of ourselves. Like, I know for a fact that what you need to know about this is inside of you. And that when we can ask the right empowered questions, you will find the tweak or the answer. And it may not just be one thing. It may be being a part of this powerful, amazing group of women that changes. And maybe part of it is that you haven't had that in your life. Right? The support of loving, kind women. And trust me, that group in Facebook is a super safe place. Oh my God, Kate just joined. Yay, you're in, and I am super psyched. Shannon, I signed up a couple of days ago. Great, you're in. We're still welcoming you. We're so happy. I really want you to do it too, so yes, do it. What I was going to say about the women is that us doing it together. Hey, welcome, Jennifer. You guys are so cute. So many of you are joining. I love you. I'm so happy. But what I'm talking about, you're in. Oh my God, Chels, home slice. Yippee! I'm signing up for Franny. Right on. I love that. I appreciate it. Do it. You're going to be so happy that you did. But if those of you who don't have like an awesome group of women, how would it be if you did? Can you imagine how your life will change with all of this positive, loving, accepting energy? And this is not a group. You ever be in those groups on Facebook where you've got all this crosstalk and people who you barely know giving you advice you didn't ask for? Well, that's never happening in our group, right? Our group, hey, welcome, Catherine. Welcome, right on. Our group is led by me, and it is not a democracy, P.S. So there's no cross-talking. Of course, if you ask for advice or if anyone has this experience before, and actually you guys know who come from Elizabeth D'Alto, that she is a very close friend of mine, and that she's got these amazing, like super healthy rules of engagement in her group. And she let me just use them for our group. And I changed them a little because it's going to be a little bit different. But I love it. The rules of engagement, which really create a safe and sacred space. All right, I have another question. I tend to overanalyze and choose with my head the men I believe to be Mr. Safe, even if I don't feel any chemistry. Now my goody two-shoes longtime boyfriend turned out to be completely different than he seemed and not safe at all. I now believe that by not going with my heart, I've numbed down my intuition definitely. How do I reawaken my intuition and my passion? And how do I keep my tendencies to rationalize my love life in check? That is so good, Gina. That is a really, really good question. And even though the timer's up, we're going to keep answering. As long as you have questions, we're going to answer them. So here's what's happening. You're what I call an intellectualizer. So many of my clients over the many years, this has been the #1 defense mechanism psychologically, is intellectualizing, because you're very smart. And you know, you're like, we can figure it out, right? Through logic and through like linear thinking. What really happens is that you lose touch with your divine feminine, right? With that second chakra, if you know anything about the chakra system, with who you are naturally. Your body wisdom is unbelievable. And part of what we do in this course is we get back in touch with that. We have energy exercises that happen on the daily. Hold on, this program is way different than your previous Flip the Script on Fear course, right? Yes, it is actually totally and completely different. But that's a really good question. Who's asking that? Did you do it? Michelle, right on. Yes, completely different, totally different. That was really just dealing with fear. This is a whole different thing. So anyway, talking about getting into your intuition, which is so important. So hold on, thanks. I'm reading the next one. And I want to finish this one though by saying, when you drop into yourself, when you prioritize how you feel and what you want, when you get back in touch with your dreams, it's like you're taking the layers of soot and crap off of your love light. And one layer at a time, we're removing it. And before you know it, you actually become, your love light is so bright, you're like that lighthouse. And your beloved will find you, right? And if you're in a relationship, then suddenly all of this love, light, passion starts to come back into the relationship. And it's not really because of any other thing than what you've done, which is tapping into who you truly are. And your birthright to feel loved, adored, sexy, vulnerable, all of these amazing things that come with real love, you know? All right, I need another question. Oh my God, welcome, Margaret. Oh no, I'm sorry, Margot, not Margaret. Thanks, it's time to start investing in myself, and I trust no one as much as I trust Terri. Who's this? Oh, Chels. I'm so happy to join you on this journey and growing experience. It's time to make a change, and I'm very much looking forward to this course. You're so cute. Oh my God, I love you. And I'm so happy that you're doing it. I'm so proud of all of you for being here. And listen, whatever you learned today is valuable in your life. Use it. And we're going to keep the bonuses open until midnight tonight now. I just got a note that I'm allowed from my mean producer to keep them open till midnight tonight. So I know I deserve more. I've been caught up in a relationship where it's only a secret. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, we should have talked about this. This is so good. And I people please to keep the connection because I think I can change it. I become aware of the pattern, and I tried, but it still happened. What am I not seeing? Oh, listen, Tiffany, this is so common. It really is. Why do you think there are so many people having affairs, being the other woman, being a mistress? Why do you think that is? So part of it is just ask. The first thing I would say to you is ask the 3 empowered questions, trying to understand a transference, which is, who does this person remind me of? Where have I felt like this before? Why is this dynamic familiar to me? And I bet if you ask those questions, there will be someone that these people who want to keep your relationship a secret, that they're familiar to you in some way. I promise you. that you will go, oh, like, where have I felt like this before? And it doesn't have to be just a parent. You guys, it isn't only a mother or a father, but I have to say so much of the time it actually is. This is just how it goes, right? And we're not blaming your parents, you guys. Listen, everyone did the best they could. That's it. Everyone did the best they could. So, here you go. Hold on, what were we saying? I just joined, I just can't do the single payment. Yes, but I'm happy to be doing the program. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're doing the program. Right on is what I'm saying. Do it, do it. And there's so many other bonuses, don't worry. Don't worry, there's so much time. I'm in that Facebook group every friggin' day. Like, you are gonna get your questions answered. You are gonna be supported. Don't worry, I'm just happy that you're doing it, right? Thank you so much. Yours was a very moving, thorough, and satisfying answer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I'm so glad, Gina, because that's it. That's what I want to give for you guys. The truth, you know? All right, my last 3 relationships have all been with men who up front say they were committed, wanting a relationship, and interested in finding something long-term, yet every single time within a short period of time, 1 month, 3 months, or whatever, something changes and I get the "you're great, it's not you, it's me, I'm not ready." I've also, over the years, I have 4 ex-partners come back years later, one guy, it was 12 years, contact me out of the blue and tell me that I'm the one that got away. I'm tired of being the one that got away. I'd like to be the one that stayed. Oh my God, Sarah, you're really funny. Okay, so here's the thing, the dynamic itself. That feeling itself, it starts like gangbusters and goes away, right? This is a common experience as well. And you didn't say it though, so I don't know, but a lot of times it happens with people who are hot and heavy, and a lot of times those people have narcissistic tendencies. They're all about the chase, they have intimacy issues, so they're dying to get you to fall in love with them, dying. And the moment that you acquiesce, the moment you say that you are, the moment you make yourself vulnerable, they're less interested. So we cover different prototypes of the unavailable man in the course as well, because there's a lot of them. So I want you to ask those 3 questions, the empowered questions, and I'm telling you, there will be an answer there for you. About how many hours a week will we need to devote to work each week? Well, here's the great thing about the course. I have a couple answers for that. But the work itself, we spend an hour together. I ask you to meditate every day, and those are 10-minute meditations that I give you, but I'm not counting that because that's just going to be integrated into your life. So that's like me counting you brushing your teeth. That's how habituated meditation is going to become. But I provide all the meditations, so don't worry. And I would say the homework, it's probably an hour and a half, maybe 2. It really depends on what personality type you are. If you're a super perfectionist, which I'm going to really try to cure you of in 10 weeks, then you may think you need to spend much more time than you do. Because here's the thing, you guys. When you buy this program, you also have life access to the program. So it's very much like, if any of you know of B School, Marie Forleo's B School, I've revisited B School for 5 years running, and I paid for it once. And that can be you as well. So we usually have something where if you buy it this year, then you guys get priority in the groups and the questions, and then that the people who are coming back, the alumni, get to still be in on everything, but not take up the time for the people who are new, right? So they don't get to ask the questions. So it's great. It works out perfectly. Marie came up with a perfect plan. So it really depends on you, but there will be a lot of accountability and checking in with your own resistance so that you're not letting go of yourself, How can you, all right, so I hope that I answered your question. I think I did. How can you recognize those narcissistic men? Well, listen, narcissism is pretty deep, and I have to say I created a bonus in the course myself because it's more than just the obvious stuff. If you know anything about narcissism, then you know the obvious stuff, which those are the overt narcissists, which are people who they brag about their accomplishments and they exaggerate their accomplishments. They need preferential treatment. They are bad listeners. They promise things that they're not going to deliver in the moment. They will be very, very charming and woo the crap out of you to get you. And when you no longer, are like of service to them, they will ditch you, right? So someone said, I'm wondering where to sign up on the sales page, so let's give you a guided tour. So that's what we're doing, says my producer, who's over here helping me. Or actually, do you guys actually think I'm the tech genius who's doing this all by myself? We're going to see. Hold on. We're not going anywhere. Don't go away. We are showing you a tour so that you know exactly where to sign up. All right, there you are. So we're not going to make you watch any videos right now, but keep going. So join now. And if you hit the join now button, where does it take you? Oh, it's down at the bottom. Okay, so does this sound like you? So you can go through here and see if this sounds like you. And then you guys, I did all these videos for you. Seeing if it's right for you, this might be you. You might be in a relationship, might be happy. Okay, thinking love is for the lucky. Then I tell you my story, which you know. And now we get to you see testimonials from other people, which is great. You've already heard them. Okay, we're moving. And then here are all the testimonials from different influencers like Danielle, Elizabeth Galto, Patricia, Gala, and then all the people who took the course. And then the proven pillars, which I already told you about. And now we're moving on. The course curriculum, if you want more about the course, we're not clicking on that now, but if you do, there's a little button up there you can hit on course curriculum. 10-week membership to the Facebook group, 10 integration exercises, 10 laser coaching calls with me, hold on, 10 therapeutic meditations, this groovy bonus with my gorgeous pal, another groovy bonus with my other gorgeous pals, Real Love Library, where all the meditations are. Here you go. Look, you're on the bottom of this page, people. So, did you get there? Did you hit it? And then when you hit it, this page comes up. And you put your name, and you put your address, and there's your, you make a little password so you can get in. Let me see. So did that help you, person who was lost? I bet you know. And then, you guys frequently asked questions. I actually did little videos for all of your frequently asked questions. Hold on. Don't worry. And you guys, we're going through all of these questions, and if you're having a problem, someone's going to reach back to you. So we're not abandoning you. So overfunctioning, we got it. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to run, we have like a quick sort of a testimonial, are we running this? Yeah, testimonial video so you guys can see other stuff about it, what other people experienced, but it's not that long, is it, right? No, so we're running the shorter one so it doesn't make you crazy, and then we're going to come back because if anyone's having trouble, we want to troubleshoot. If you have another question, those of you who are on the fence, go, go, go.
My name is Dia. I'm a sales director for a technology company, and I reside in Hoboken, New Jersey. So I had been in search of my plus one or partner in crime for quite some time. I had no issues meeting men in New York City, but I had some challenges attracting people who stuck around and were available. After having done a ton of self-help and work on myself, the Real Love Revolution came along at the right time. I did the course, and I met my person shortly thereafter, surprisingly. Or not so surprisingly. I spent a lot of time where my script was table for one. And upon taking the Real Love Revolution, a very specific part of the course was flipping the script. And once I decided to flip the script and I had done the actual work of the Real Love Revolution, shortly thereafter, I met my person. I knew very early on in the relationship that it was going places. And then in March of this year, we found out that we were expecting a baby together. I am ever so grateful to Terri Cole and the Real Love Revolution for helping me live my dreams. Not only finding my person, my plus one, my partner in crime, but becoming a mom and creating a life with that partner. I would recommend this program to any woman anywhere in the world who is looking to live the life of their dreams.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Brown. Last year, I started to recognize that there were some challenges in my marriage, and I realized that I really needed some tools to figure out how to improve it. I was spreading my energy and my love around to non-priority people in my life. And the more I began to create awareness around that with Terri and the group's help, the more I recognized how much I was doing it. I was able to get the tools to create boundaries around that, to be really clear with my time, to be really clear with my voice and my words. It's incredible what has unfolded with us as a result. It's challenging, but I'm seeing the direct results. to attract more love into your life. Who doesn't want that? I have tools in my toolbox now that I will use for the rest of my life. I highly recommend it, and I am so grateful for Terri and the group I was able to share all of this incredible vulnerability with.
Hi, my name is Laura. So I got a lot of very good insight out of this course, really about myself, and having the group participation in the Facebook group and the weekly calls was really helpful to be able to learn from other people. I think there's a lot of value to be had in looking at why we think about relationships in the way that we might, where that comes from, and how we can break some of the patterns that aren't serving us. Terri was so kind and so giving, and I felt like everything she said was just the truth, and it was in a very honest and straightforward way. And she just really wanted to help us learn how to help ourselves. So I would definitely recommend this course, no matter where you are. If you've been married for 20 years, if you haven't dated anybody in 20 years, I think you could probably benefit, because I think we can all benefit from having a more honest relationship with ourselves.
I actually took a group coaching class with her last year, and after that, my life opened up so much. Personally and professionally, things just took off after working with Terri. I will always be grateful to Terri because she saw my potential, and from there she was able to give me the practical tools that I needed in order to navigate through life successfully. So I would say that if you need help building your confidence and, negotiating for your own needs and setting healthy boundaries, more importantly, then this course is definitely for you. And really, if you just have this desire to create the life of your dreams and the relationships that you want, then sign up. Sign up right now, I would say. And I can't wait for you to experience the Terri Cole magic for yourself. And it's going to be an amazing ride. I can tell you that much.
Hi, I'm Susie Baleson, the co-founder of Wealthily, and I cannot wait to take the Real Love Revolution course with you. Terri is, she's a godmother slash mother slash sister slash best friend slash coach slash everything to so many of us. If you put in the work and you spend the time with her, she'll save you. She'll make you be the person that you truly are inside. She'll let you live that person every day. She's given me the ability to just be me and to live me. And that is so powerful. She's my go-to for really anything, from business to romance, to make me understand that what is most important is loving myself. And I think that's what this whole course is about whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not in a relationship, whether you're going through a breakup, whether you're married, whether you're divorced, whether you're single, it doesn't matter. You have to understand who you are and really love that and be empowered in yourself to be able to have real love with someone else. Because if you don't know yourself and if you can't connect with yourself and be empowered with yourself, then you can't truly love someone else or let someone else love you. And that's really what Terri's taught me. The other thing about Terri that's so special is her calming voice. And that's something that we can all really understand. When you push play on a video, when you start hearing her speak, when you watch her videos, you just feel better. It takes a very short amount of time with Terri to really understand that she's going to change your life. She's going to make you the best version of yourself that you can possibly be.
Well, hey, you guys, thank you for staying. For those of you who hung around, if you are still here, join, do it. All the bonuses are still open. We can do this together, you guys. Just go to terricole.com/join, and we're leaving these bonuses, these specific bonuses, up until midnight tonight for you guys. So I would love to have you. Hold on. The course is live on February 1st. Yes, it is. The course is live. So that's our first actual official meeting is February 1st. I'm so excited to start. I cannot wait. What are we doing?
last time. We're sending the link now.
Oh, yeah, we're sending the link. One more time, you guys. So terricole.com/join. You just got it. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. And I'm so excited for those of you who are joining the course, and for those of you who couldn't, we'll do it next year. Or there's still time, because you can still do it until Tuesday night at midnight. So maybe you'll change your mind. So I love you guys. I super appreciate you spending this much time with me. I really, really do. So you know what I'm going to say. Have an amazing week. And as always, take care of you. It's not magic, it's psychology. That's my new one I got to say. Bye. Good night. Thank you.